Welcome to episode 10, State of the Eagles. Let's go.
It ain't gonna be perfect when shit's going in the game. Get it perfect.
How is everybody doing today? Welcome to another show of State of the Eagles with your boy BG31 and the Dark Knight in the building. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm great, man, on this holiday week.
What is up? What is up, Eagles Nation? It's your boy BIRDGANG 31 in the building. How is everybody doing? Dark Knight will be with me shortly. He is running behind us, probably a little bit late tonight. But thank you for tuning in to one of the best Eagles, podcast shows out there. State of the Eagles. We are on episode 10. I am so excited. We got a week of training camp in the bag, and we're going to talk about some of the goods, the bads, and what's been going on with that Eagles training camp. But make sure wherever you're at, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this content now. This is one of the best shows on YouTube right now and all the rest of the social media platforms. So let's keep growing and let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, Dark Knight will be here shortly. We will go through the topic, but I wanted to chat it up with you guys until he got here. And let's talk about it. How's everybody expectations with this Eagles team? How did they like the first week of training camp from what we were able to hear and see from the clips that we see on our social media sites? So you guys, let me know how you guys are feeling in here. Salute to all the notification game. We are on the road to 10K. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe. I know it should be inside there. If not, it's in the descriptions. And make sure you subscribe to BGN Sports Media, BIRDGANG 31, and Eagles Talk, man. Some of the best, virus Eagles content you can get out there. So salute to you guys. Let's see who's in the building. All right, we got Drew Johnson in the building. What up, Drew? How you doing, my guy? Thanks for stopping by. We got Daniel in the building. How's it going? So it's looking good. What's up, the Observer Sports? How you doing tonight? It's looking pretty good for this Eagles team. Some of these people that we were looking to see, will they come in? Will they make a big impact? Are starting to make a big impact early. And we're going to talk about it tonight. These Georgia Bulldogs are coming out strong. What up, Twiz? They're coming out strong, and the opening days of practice is looking pretty good out there. And I can't wait to see what they continue to build on, throughout the training camp and once they get to the regular season. So I want you guys' impact. You guys let me know. Let's get a one-on-one chat, before Dark Knight get up in here, we really break it down. Salute to you guys. Drew says very optimistic. Exactly. This team is you got to be optimistic about this team. We were one of the best teams, if not the best team in football last year, hands down. And then we got better this offseason. We're coming back stronger, and we're going to dominate some football this year. I cannot wait to see how we dominate, but it's going to be in dominating fashion. What up, Gregory? How you doing today? Thanks for stopping by on the Facebook community. We are live on Facebook. inside the Eagles Talk community. We are live on BIRDGANG 31 on Facebook. We're live on my own personal platform on Facebook. We're live on Eagles Talk on Twitter, BIRDGANG 31 on Twitter, BIRDGANG Nation Sports Media, on YouTube, and also BG31 here. So make sure you guys go around there, hit that like, hit those subscribes. Let's get it going. I guess the first person I'll talk about, that I heard a lot of good news about, and that was our boy, Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is a dog. You know what I'm saying? He's a straight dog. I told everybody in the offseason that is one guy that's going to be my, game changing rookie this year. That's going to be Nolan Smith because he's out there doing big things. Got a sack on Hurts, been putting on some pressure, made a Mariota fumble. The guy's out there to show that he is elite as a rookie. Like, these Georgia boys are elite as rookies so far in the training camp. You heard about big, Carter, Jalen Carter over there. He pushed two, not one, but two teammates to the ground in practice when they try to double team him. That is a monster. Now, if Jalen Carter's doing it, what do you think Jordan Davis is doing? Jordan Davis came out strong. Jordan Davis came out in shape. He's going to be starting this year, and I can't wait to see what he does out there on that football field. But Jalen Carter, man, that's everything that we wanted to see, in the first week, of training camp here. You want to see this guy be dominant. If he cannot beat a double team in training camp against the twos, then we're going to have some problems going into the season, thinking this guy's going to be an elite player. So I'm glad to see that he is going against sub-elite talent, and he is definitely dominating at a high level. So that's a good plus for me in this whole Jalen Carter situation. So hopefully he continues what he's doing, and he's gonna be a dog for us for a long time. These dogs are ready to bite this year, and I think these Georgia Bulldogs are about to really put the league on notice of why you go out to the best schools, why you go draft the best players in college football, and why you bring them to your organization to win championships. So Howie Roseman is that dude, king of the cap. Like I always say, go get your Howie Roseman king of the cap. It's inside the descriptions, merchandise. Because that guy is amazing, man. What he's done with this roster, the upgrades he's made, Nolan Smith gelling inside his defense. Shout out to Desai for putting them on display a little bit early. And from what I hear to see, I think there's going to be Nolan's going to get his opportunity to make some plays this year. And I can't wait till it happens, and can't wait to see what happens when he does make those plays. He says, what we got here, he says, don't be biased. What did you like about training camp, and what didn't you like? Well, what I like about training camp is the rookies are shining. That's what I like about Jalen Hurts is shining. That's what I like to see about training camp, that they pick off from last year and they continue this year, and they go out there and they do their damn thing. And we got one goal this year, Eagles Nation, one goal, and that's to win the damn championship, period. This is championship or bust season. I'm telling you, we were better than everybody last year, and we didn't get it done. So being a little bit better this year, we should definitely go in there and handle our business like we're supposed to. So that would be the thing that I like seeing, was all the rookies getting their names called early in the first week of training camp, making plays, against the number ones and number twos on this Eagles offense. So those are two things I really like to see. Richard, how you doing, my guys? The Eagles family, what's up? What's up with you? How you like training camp? Comment down in here and let us know how you're feeling about training camp. Arlene from Facebook, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Salute to you. He says, hey, from New England, Philly. That's what I'm talking about. We get them from all over the place. It's pretty nice. I love it. Elite Beast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He says, every time I hear Desai talk, I get excited. Know what the city wants. Hopefully he can deliver. Exactly. Let's talk about that. Can Desai deliver of what we really expect? What our real expectations are. We do not want to see the same defense, even though it was a great defense, historical defense, one of the best defenses ever from the Philadelphia Eagles. We do not want to see that same defense this year. The reason why we're so excited with you Desai is not only did you get the same players you got, but you got some younger, better talent out there that you got to play with. You know what I'm saying? So you have no excuse. You have the blueprint of how you get 70 sacks in the season from last year. All you have to do is take that blueprint, add in your own little wrinkles and sprinkles or whatever it is that you do, and bring some more aggression You know what I'm saying? Get these guys ready to hit somebody. Get these guys to be knocking helmets off. That's what we want to see this year. We want to see the old Buddy Ryan, Jim Johnson type defenses where we're very, very aggressive. We're out there putting people in body bag. Yeah, body bag games. You know what I'm saying? Where these guys are just out there flying around, hitting people in the mouth like we're supposed to do. And that is Philly, baby. We are tough. We are grinders. And we are like the Rocky Balboa statue himself. You know, like we are built different. Okay, we are built different than the rest of this NFL league. You know what I'm saying? Like this team is built different, talent wise. It's built different, coaching wise. You know, it's not a lot of similarity to us and the rest of the league. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna handle our business, and we're gonna lay the smack down as much as possible this year. He said, underdogs go hard. Yeah, but are we the underdogs? I think we are the hunted. People will hunt after us. They will try their damnedest to beat the Philadelphia Eagles this year. I promise you that. I promise you that. They seen our record 14-3 last year. They seen us come up short in the Super Bowl. They know that we are hungry and we're ready to go out there and repeat and do it all again. They say the schedule harder. Is it really? Is it really that much harder? If we were better than every team last year and we're better than every team this year, did the schedule get harder? For the schedule to get harder, you have to have better teams. And I'm not saying that no team upgraded this offseason, because obviously every team upgraded this offseason. But I am saying we also upgraded. That still keeps us above, head and shoulders above everybody else. So don't go into the season thinking, oh, man, we're going to get 11 wins. We're going to get 10 wins. We're going to get 9 wins. We're going to barely make the playoffs. We're going to be fighting for playoffs. But none of that. I'm telling you, do not go into this season thinking that, because that will not happen this year. I promise you that. We got 14-3 last year. The minimum I'm saying is 15-2 this year, because even some of those games in the 14-3, you knew that we should have won those games. There are none of those games that you went through the game thinking, oh man, the Eagles aren't going to pull this out. And we didn't 3 times, but we definitely showed that we are that team. And I think this year is going to be a lot more better. So be excited about this football team. We're about to do some major things. I think we break the sack record this year. I think we have one of the most explosive offenses ever. Greatest show on turf. And it's not just being cocky. It's just the talent, guys. Talent wins football games. Talent wins football games. And the Philadelphia Eagles got a lot of it. And I'm talking about a lot of it. So we're going to see what happens. It's just starting, past just going on. And we're starting to just get to the we're starting to just really get to this training camp. Hold on one second, Dante, trying to get up in here. Let me help my brother out here. 1 second. But yeah, you guys hit that like. Let's hear. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this training camp? Well, I try to get Dante in here. Come on, where you at? One second. Dante, I think I'm just going to send you the link there, buddy. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. But y'all talk in the chat. I'll be right there. Give me 1 second. Trying to get the co-host up in the building so we can get this thing really started here. I like to light y'all up, but he definitely going to put you out. Okay, here we go. 1 second. 1 second. I feel so bad. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this. My phone is taking forever. Come on, phone. I don't pay all this money for these new iPhones for them not to work very fast. I hate these new phones out there. Come on, what are you doing? My streamer is tripping out. Tripping out. So Dante's trying to get in here. I'm definitely trying to get him in here as soon as possible. As soon as I send this little link, we get back talking about what we're talking about here. So give me 1 more second. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Like I said, Eagles training camp looking exciting. We definitely gonna get into all of that. Who do you guys think will be the sleeper starter on a roster? If you guys want, a little trivia while we're waiting for Dante to get back. Who is going to be the sleeper starter that everybody might not even think that he's going to start, but he ends up starting. So that's what I want to know from you guys. This is crazy. My internet is slow, 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 slow. Let me see if I turn that off. There we go. All right, here we go, sis. These reporters got to step up. I hear everything on the big names, Carter, Davis, but nothing on the younger Eli Ricks, Gardner, Nagata, Steen. I hear nothing on them. Exactly. And that's true too. I have not heard anything of those guys too. They're gonna always want to push the big names first. That is just the way the beast works. That's just the way of the business. You want to make sure your star players are getting enough, highlights, enough notoriety out there to make sure that the tickets sell and jerseys sell too as well. So I do want to see what's up with these young guys. Even Josh Jobe. What's up with Josh Jobe? Is he out there doing this big thing? What's up with him right now? I want to see also what's going on with you heard Sirianni talk about the running back for the dude from last year. I can't think of his name right now. You guys help me out. The dude from last year that we got that didn't play very much. The guy from the Niners, Trey Sermon. Yeah, Trey Sermon. I want to see what's going on with him. Is he actually in the rotation? Sirianni's talking like he wants to give him the ball, and they're all going to be able to work to get carries and work to build, positions on this team. So will he get that position? How will that work out? That's some major things I want to talk about and work on seeing. I don't know where Dante's at, so. Okay. What's up, Richard? How you doing today, my guy? Thanks for stopping by. Salute to you, my brother. How you doing? Hope everything's good with the fam. Do your thing. It says Northeast Philly, not New England. My bad, my bad, my bad. Northeast Philly, salute to you. Deshae says, my guy, this is the year, and this is definitely the year where the Eagles will win the Super Bowl again. I'm telling you guys that. If you guys won't go out there and go get your Vegas tickets ready, because the Eagles are coming full steam ahead. And I really think that the only difference we're going to see from last year, yes, we're going to break the sack record, but we're also going to be able to see this offense take it to another level. There he is, the man, yeah, Dante in the building. How you doing, man? Make sure you guys hit that like. We are 26 deep, and let's keep growing because it's about to get hot now that Dante's here. How you doing, brother?
What's up? What's up? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Training camp is upon us. Oh, man, it's been a long time. We've been waiting for football, meaningful football action. And I know they're only playing in shells, but it's still real football. I mean, it's preparing them to play real football. So, I'm happy to hear any news out of training camp, even if they're wearing shorts and all that. I don't care. If these guys were playing spades, I would want to hear the reports out of the camp on who won the spades game. That's how thirsty I am for Eagles football. So I'm
Yes.
happy that they're back on the field and that we're getting good reports coming out of training camp about the young boys. Oh man, if they're ahead of schedule, the league needs to be very, very scared. If our young boys, Jalen Carter, I'm talking about, and Nolan Smith are ahead of schedule, the rest of the NFL needs to be very afraid.
Yeah, Jalen Carter is the guy that everybody said he is. The best player in football last year. You know, without his incident, he should have went number one. If he really is that guy, this defensive line is about to be crazy. I'm telling you. You know, Jordan Davis slammed up looking great. You know, Fletcher Cox still there playing at a high level. Then you throw in the lights of a Jalen Carter who should be in DT1 coming in on the second rotation with guys like Milton Williams or Marlon Tuilopo, you know, and the rest of these young defensive tackles we got out there. Man, it's about to go down. It's about to go down, man. I can't wait for it. So, you know, tell me, have you seen any highlights? I had a highlight video. It's on my channel right now. You guys go check that out. But I wanted to get a clip of it on here, but it was too long. I've been working on this whole time trying to get on here, so I only ended up getting one clip. So sorry about that, guys. You know how I like to bring the clips out in the show. We started off with the Nick Sirianni. Oh, actually, did you see that Nick Sirianni clip? You know, where he's going after the receivers about ball control, ball safety.
Oh, yeah, with the
yeah,
the bullhorn.
Yeah, and coming out, he's yelling. You know, let me play it again for you. Just in case, let's see.
It ain't gonna be perfect when shit's going in the game. Get it perfect.
Yeah. I heard he was doing a lot of that. He even pulled out a bullhorn for the first time in this training camp. But the defense is definitely showing that they're a little ahead of the offense right now, which is a little surprising to me because I thought that it would take a while for the young guys, you know, all the new pieces on defense to kind of get on the same page. But I guess the offense is seemingly taking a little longer than usual in getting in rhythm. And Sirianni was in their ass, you know, because this is big year, man. And then that's what I love that about him and about, you know, our quarterback Jalen, because they come in and if you heard anything from their press conference, like especially Jalen's, he doesn't even want to talk about the Super Bowl. He doesn't even want to talk about last year. He is just totally focused on this year. He's even made the statement of the, you know, this is a new team, a new year, and it is. I mean, we have a lot of players from last year, but in actuality, when you look at the roster, this is not the same team from last year. So this is a new team, new year. Wipe everything that happened out of your mind last year, and let's go do it now. Let's start from scratch. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. We accomplished nothing. We're starting at ground zero again, and that's how our quarterback is. That's his attitude going into it, and I love that. I love that about him.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it, though? Like just knowing you have that coach. You know, he's out there cussing these guys out. You know, they've been off on summer vacation, coming back, you know, making some mental mistakes. You know, you got to expect that. It didn't alarm me at all about the team because that's what happens when you're out in the summertime. You come back, you might make some mental mistakes, but then you got a coach that's on their ass, you know, day one, day two, get it right. We got to get it right now. So when it really does matter, we definitely can get it right then. How do you feel about Nick Sirianni and the way he is so aggressive, but yet so pleasant with this, the way he coaches his team in general, the way he talks about this team, then the way he talks about them as players?
Oh, I love Sirianni, man. I have to admit that when we go back to his first press conference, I was very unimpressed with Sirianni. The way he fumbled over his words and stuff like that, it wasn't impressive at all. I was almost thinking like, who is this guy that they just hired? But immediately afterwards, I said, you know what? I don't care how he speaks. He seemed to be overwhelmed by the press conference. All that matters to me is if these guys buy into his philosophy and he can be a leader of men. And ultimately, the W's and the L's, right? So he's come out the first year and he made the playoffs. And the team seemed to buy into what he's laying down. They're picking up. Whatever he's laying down, they're picking it up, right? And then last year, we see a total buy-in. And not only a total buy-in, but the team played on a a high level, a very high level, almost winning the Super Bowl, right? So we see that he is a leader of men, and this team buys into his style of coaching, because he even he says some weird things. I mean, the way that it comes off in the press sometimes seems like he's a little aloof, especially with the flower statement about the roots growing underground and all that. But when you look at it in its totality, that was true. It was true, and it doesn't matter how hokey we think it is. If the team believes in what he's saying and they're willing to run through a brick wall for him, that's all that matters. And they are on the same page. And every time you hear a player talk about Sirianni, they tell you how much they love his style and how much of a player's coach, but also a coach that will get in your ass when he needs to. And I love that about him. So I wouldn't change anything about him. This year is going to be a test. As usual, always, trying to get back to the Super Bowl. A lot of people are talking about all the teams that don't do it, but we're not focused on that. We're focused on doing it. We don't care about, those teams that didn't do it. We're worrying about we're going to do it. And if one team has done it, that means it can be done. And the last team that did it was the Patriots back in 2017. After we beat them, they came right back. So it's been recent. So it's not like a 50-year record or something like that. It's something that can be done. It's possible. We've seen it done, so we can do it.
Now we're going to do it. Like you said, this team is built different. They're ready to go do the job. I feel it. Like they're gonna, Georgia Boys. They want to make his presence felt. They don't want it to be like, oh, they took the best players from the best college football team and they brought it to this team and they're all right. You know what I'm saying? These guys want to go in there and be superstars from day one. You've seen the work they put in. You've seen Nolan Smith out there working with the vets, the greats, Parsons, Von Miller, like all these big-time football players. You see Ringo over there with Buda Baker, some guy that we want to have a safety. You see him out there working hard with him. You see, even Bradbury. A lot of people have been hating on Bradbury this off season, because of the one play he did. The one big mistake, yes, it was a bad play, but it could have happened to anybody. People are out there really doubting this guy. And like they said, man, it says, Bradbury might be the savviest cornerback I've ever seen in a long time. Like this guy right now, he understands his role with this football team. He understands he's not going to be going against the ones all the time because Slade's on the other side. But he's going to be the best damn number 2 cornerback in the league, and he's going to shut down anybody that comes to his side. And he's out there perfecting his craft. I noticed that he definitely took the knock that he does not like about the whole, how am I all pro, but then on Madden, he's not ranked very high. And then like in the league top 100, he's not even in the top 100s. You know what I'm saying? How do you going to have an all pro cornerback, which means you're a top 4 in the league and not be in the top 100? It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never understood these top 100 lists in the first place. But how don't you got my boy Bradbury? How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I think it's disrespectful. I think he's definitely deserving of being in the top 100, and it doesn't stop with just the disrespect for Bradbury, but we're talking about Bradbury, so I'll keep it on Bradbury. Bradbury, the reports coming out of training camp is he has shown up and he does have a chip on his shoulder, and that's good. I hate to beat a dead drum about being that underdog or having that underdog mentality, but in this case, I hope that they do embrace that, because we're trying to get back to somewhere that they say is very hard for the team that lost the Super Bowl to do. So anything that you can use to fuel the fire of motivation within you, I'm all for it. So I know it may sound like beating a dead drum, but it's real. I mean, the disrespect is real. It's not like we have to make up this underdog mentality. Well, we only have to use the underdog. We can just use the disrespect because of all that we accomplished last year, with all that these individual players accomplished, to have us come back this year and then not be respected for the year we had. Like that's something I would use for motivation after being a Pro Bowler, all pro, and then not being in the top 100. Yeah, I would take that personal. That would fuel me. And if I move to another player, Jalen Hurts, after having a near MVP season and then not being named a top 50 player by PFF, That's
Woo.
total disrespect. Are you kidding me? Not he was a runner-up for MVP of the league, and PFF doesn't have him in the top 50. So the disrespect is real, and it's not just
Real.
one player. It's a lot of it's a multiple players on this team that they're not giving them their just due. But that's cool. We'll show them. You know, that's all. We'll just show them again. It's not it's not hard. I believe
Yeah.
in. We'll show them again.
And even with Bradbury, I thought it was kind of crazy last year how Slay got the Pro Bowl, Bradbury got the All Pro. But then, like, how do you do that? You know, like, how does Slade not get All Pro if he's the Pro Bowler? You know, he's the starter, locking down all the number ones. How don't he get it? You know, they kind of been messing up since last year, is what I figured. You know, and then this year, you know, you're still throwing shade on my boy Bradbury. When, how can you not say that both of these guys aren't in the top five? You know, like they played top five last year. You know, that's why they got the recognition they did individually. But to have both of these guys outside your top five, you know, cornerbacks in the league playing right now, it's ridiculous. You know, because it's going to always be that way. It's not just about them, but you guys got to remember it's about the talent of the overall roster. You know, the talent of the overall roster is going to keep these guys playing at these high levels until they're not playing on this team no more. I'm telling you that. You know, we got a pass rusher like the pass rushing line, defensive line like we have in Philly, and then you got linebackers that can fly at the ball. You got some other cornerbacks, you know, safeties out there that's looking pretty good right now for starters. Like that's only going to make their jobs easier, and they're going to continue to play at high levels, at which they do. So I think both of them need to be in the top five. I think Slade ended up on the top 100. He ended up making the list. I understand he does cover the number ones, but that's even though Bradbury covers the number twos, he still should be on there if you're going to give him that All Pro nod.
And them as a tandem, come on, you're not going to have one
number
of
one.
them in the top. You're not going to have them both in the top 100, but they're like the number one tandem of cornerbacks. Don't make any sense to me, man. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It makes sense. Sirianni used to be the rock, paper, scissors fun guy. Yeah, and he still is. I'm reading the Observer Sports comment. He used to be the rock, paper, and he still is. You know, he plays basketball with Jalen Carter and coming in the draft and all that. He's still that guy, but he's serious about his business of leading this football team and getting this football team prepared to go against the talent of the NFL. We've seen it last year, man. So for all the hokiness and the things that we have seen that's kind of unconventional, it works. It works for him. And you know, sometimes there's a new method of style of doing things, and he seems to have it with the way he's coaching, and it's successful thus far. Going to the Super Bowl in the second season says that what he's doing is working, and until proven otherwise, like you said, until proven otherwise, we're going to say he's a successful coach.
I like what they say about these Georgia boys. Said just from Self Joyner, you know, former Eagles linebacker out there. You know, he got his own show out there. He's been working with Jacob Mead all the time. Salute to you, Seth. But he's like, the minute they picked Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, I started drooling because I wish I could be defensive coordinator with these two pieces. Like, these guys are already making that big of an impact where you got a, you know, all-time Eagle coming out there saying that he wished he was a defensive coordinator to add those two pieces to the defense we already had because you have nothing to do but dominate. I feel like if if we got a middle-of-the-road defense this year, Desai needs to be fired after year one. Period.
Yeah.
You know, middle-of-the-road defense, he needs to be fired. Because even with a crappy coach like Gannon, which everybody hates, and I tell everybody, the grass is not always greener on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a possibility where this guy can come in and don't put the players in the right position. Don't come up with these clutch defensive plays. You know, even when Gannon was getting beat up on, you know, at the end of the game when we need that big play from defense, yeah, you can say the players did it, but he had definitely put them in a right position to go out there and make those plays. So, you guys be unaware because now he got more talent. These guys are out there, you know, moving bodies, getting sacks early. I know it's training camp early, but, you know, you're going against the best defensive line. I mean, the offensive line in football. You're going to get one of the best quarterbacks in football. You're going against, you know, some of the best receivers in football and a slew of backs out there. So it's not like you're practicing against a bunch of nobodies. Our second offensive line can start, in most places. So not like you're going against a bunch of nobody. You're going out there against the top of the top, and you're out there early as rookies making these impact plays.
Yeah, making those impact plays, man. Nolan Smith credited with a few sacks in the first couple of days, and I get it. It's shorts, but it's still impressive. It's still impressive for him to come out and put that type of pressure. And why? And why is he getting the looks that he's getting? Because Hassan Reddick has not been in training camp thus far. Not a serious injury, but he just hasn't been on the field yet. He should be there on Monday. So Nolan Smith is getting some reps with the ones, and he's making the best of his time running with the ones, man. He's been impressive. Jalen Carter pushed both blockers over after being double teamed in practice. That's not the first headline I've seen of that. That's a noted occurrence. That really happened, man. So I'm drooling now. Forgetting,
Right.
I'm drooling now. I can't wait to see these guys in action, man, because we are basing the defense on this young talent coming in and filling in for the departed defensive starters that we had last year. And I think that we did a great job in drafting their replacements. And in some positions, we've upgraded. Nolan Smith is probably an upgrade of anybody who left the defense last year. Jalen Carter is an upgrade. I'm a reserve judgment, but by these very few reports that we're getting from training camp, he just may be an upgrade from Javon Hargrave. And if he is, that's impressive with this guy, the best talent in the draft. We have him on our defensive line, and he's coming in and doing what we expect him to do. And I can't wait to see him in pads and do it against with regular speed, full speed practice. That's what I want to see.
Hey, like this, Dane, I seen on there too. It says the NFC teams by category. They're saying we have the best quarterback in the NFC. We got the best offensive defensive line in the NFC, and we got the overall best team in the NFC. What's this last one at the bottom? I can't see it.
Most to lose. We got the most to lose.
And we also got the most to lose on anybody in the NFC, which is correct because we don't go to the playoffs or we don't win a Super Bowl. We don't even at least get to the Super Bowl. That is a failure for this football team as talented we are. But how do you like seeing this? Do you think that we should have any of these other squares in? Like, I think for starters, we should be the number one cornerback tandem in the NFC right now.
Well, I don't think they're going to just player. Oh no, that's the category. Oh yeah, I think we should be over. Oh yeah, we should be in the cornerback. We definitely should be in the cornerback.
And then we definitely need to be there. Dark horse MVP. We can get someone there. Tight end, Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert's over Kittle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my personal opinion. I hear Tyree Jackson's out there balling finally, even though I hate hearing his name because he always seems to ball in training camp or preseason or whatnot. But when it comes to regular season, you don't see this guy at all. Receivers, or the number one receiver, I guess. He is the number one receiver in the league. I think it is.
If they're doing one player,
they're doing
I
one
can kind of see that. But yeah, if they were doing the wide receiver group, I would say we should have that square. But if they're doing one receiver, yeah, I get it. He is better. But I think we can make an argument for tight end, although Kittle is top notch. But we can probably make an argument for that. Cornerback, if that's the single cornerback, then who is that guy anyway?
Alexander.
Oh yeah, he's a beast. All right, yeah, they
might. Good, but they do a Slayer.
We still can make an argument. I mean, like, even if we're not occupying these squares, our players are in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we definitely wouldn't be in the linebacker. I'll give us that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely wouldn't be in the conversation for safety. You know what I mean? Some of these things we wouldn't be in the conversation for. But
coach,
our receiver, coach, we would definitely be in the conversation for coach, wide receiver, tight end, and cornerback. So even though we don't show a player there, I still feel confident about those positions.
Yeah, true. He's like, coach. Exactly. What up, Logan? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by today. He said the revenge tour starts week 1. Juju in for a long day. Did you hear about that though? What Juju went to where the Patriots?
Did he?
I think he went to the
He went to the
Patriots,
Patriots? Wow. Did
but
we talk
also
about our old friend? I don't mean to switch subjects, but I do mean to switch subjects. Did we talk about our old friend in Detroit talking all that smack and karma catching up to him?
oh yeah. I had a
CJ
clip.
TJ
I
talking
had a,
all that smack about us fans. We are obnoxious. Yeah, now watch how obnoxious we are now that you've got hurt. Not that we wish anything, bad upon you. We're not, I mean, as bad as you think we are, we're not those type of fans, but then, karma has a way of playing itself out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
that is funny. Like right after he goes viral with him talking about it, and the next thing you
right.
know, boom, you hurt. Just like that, done. So yeah, you
He's
gotta watch what
done.
you say and watch how you move. You gotta definitely respect the teams you play for. But like I said, I made a little video that's going out there. It's starting to pick up some nice views. Salute to all you guys out there that watched it and liked it. Keep it going. But it's like, how are you gonna disrespect the people that had your back the whole time?
Mm,
We had your back
mm,
the whole time. When we signed you, we had your back. People were talking negative about you. We had your back. You know what I'm saying? You went out there and played. We showed you we respect you and we have your back. When you got hurt, we were there for you, hoping you get back to make sure, that you can be part of this team on the special right. We had your back. You know what I'm saying? And even then when you came back in the playoffs, we still welcomed you back with open arms, hoping that you got back. This offseason, people were still clamoring. Number one person the Eagles need to re-sign back is CJ. Number one person we need to sign back is him. Now, don't get mad at us because your agent messed up
mm.
your right. You thought you were worth more money than what the market was really going to give you. Don't get mad at us because Howie had the bag for you and you didn't want to take the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like he had it for you. You didn't take it. Next thing you know, you're stuck at the Detroit Lions, which are not going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't care what you say. They're not going out of the NFC East to the Super Bowl. There's too many other talented teams that I think are going to be ahead of them. And, you know, shut your mouth. And I hope and you just got humbled with this injury. I know it's not nothing serious. I think they're still gonna be out for a couple of days or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that's like season ending or whatnot, but still like that's something to humble you up. To get out of the past, start thinking about the future and how you're gonna help the Detroit Lions become. Because you got a lot to prove. He got a lot to prove. Leading the league in interceptions last year on our defense, getting the hype from being on our defense last year. Now
Mhm.
can you go to a new team and show that it wasn't just our defense, it was your talent, it was you going out there making these plays by yourself? Because I don't really think so. I seen what Blankenship came through and did, and he looked pretty damn good, in the same, little system there with the same players, in front of him. So it's up to him to really solidify himself moving forward. But I think this team's not going to skip a beat without him, and I wish him the best of luck in Detroit.
Yeah, I wish him the best of luck at karma. It's something else now that he's not seriously injured. I hope he comes back and and shows a little bit of that humility. And because you pointed out everything you said was right on point, man. We were behind this guy. We loved this guy. In 1 year playing, we came to love him. Like you said, when we were talking about free agents, he was the number one fan's choice for a free agent we need to bring back next year. And then
Mm-hmm.
you turn your back on us and call us obnoxious. That's obnoxious because we loved you, because we wanted you back. That's the response we get. That's the payback we get, is you calling us names. Wow. That's how we doing it now, huh? Wow. Okay. Well, do we play Detroit? We don't play them, do we?
I think we play him this year. I
Wow,
think we
that would
do.
be great. I would love to play them and get some revenge there. But I
Um,
also don't know if he, and the market proves it. They probably they're thinking like I am, because I don't know if he was as great as he was, or
that's
was
what I
he a
say.
product of playing around a very talented group of players on defense. I think that was more of the case than him being this dynamic safety. And the market proved that to be true, because nobody thought he was a top notch safety. That's why he didn't get the money that he was looking for. He fumbled the bag. He fumbled the bag. The bag was there and he fumbled it. So, CJ DJ, good luck. But we're going on back to where we came from the Super Bowl. That's where we're going back to. Unfinished Business is the name of this season. That's what I'm titling it, and I can't wait to get more reports. I just can't wait because I'm still curious about. Although we do know that on the depth chart, Jurgens is the #1 right guard, but I still think that it's going to be a battle that we need to keep our eye on. The linebacker position battle, Christian Ellis. There's been good reports of Christian Ellis in camp, and he may supplant Morrow as the starting linebacker, as the running mate to that guy on the screen right there, because he's definitely going to be there. And with the defensive line we have, I expect him to return to the Georgia Bulldogs form that he had prior to coming to us, because we have a big defensive line and they eat up blockers, and those linebackers should be clean. They should be able to wear tuxedos back there.
Right.
They should be clean. They should be clean back there with the D line eating up everything in front of them. He'll be able to be a heat-seeking missile like he was in Georgia.
Hey, you think they're gonna have decide to carve out a bunch of blitz packages for a guy like Nakobe Dean, who was one of the best pass blitzing linebackers in college football when he was there, or do you think he's gonna probably just be the leader, the captain? Probably not blitz too much because we got enough coverage. You see him doing more of the sideline type thing out there on the football field this year.
I think he'll do the sideline, but that is an interesting aspect that you just brought up. Like, wow, that would be a definite weapon, man, to have, because he's got the speed, man. He has the speed, and if this defensive coordinator is a blitzing type coordinator, he has a lot of tools that he can use. I mean, speedy tools. Nolan Smith, of course, Hassan Reddick, #1. But I'm talking about like the linebacker type guys are very fast and can get into the backfield, man. I'm sorry, Dean is one of those. He would shine in that position of rushing the quarterback or blitzing every now and again. Don't want to tip the hand too much, but every now and again, send him in. And then even Ellis is a fast back, very athletic.
Yeah.
So I just can't wait to see what Desai decides to do. That's the biggest question mark. We don't know what his philosophy is, and we hope that it's more aggressive than Gannon last year, and also in minimizing the big plays, because that was all Gannon was instructed to do, to minimize big plays, and he did that very well. Even though I don't like him, he did that very well.
Well, they say that Ringo is going to be the heir apparent of either Slay or Bradbury as a starting outside corner. Do you think that's a good move? That's what John McMullen said from Jacob Meetup. Do you think that'd be a good move for him? You think we need to try to get him, installed early, go ahead and throw him at safety? Do you think that after a year of backing up these guys, like he'll be good enough to actually push it for that outside role? And if so, which one do you think the Eagles would turn? I know it's too early to talk about, but which one would you think the Eagles would probably turn on to get Ringo in there as a starter if he is that good?
Well, I want him to be the cornerback. I know he has the versatility to be cross-trained as a safety, but I think that we need him at cornerback. I know we have Slay and Bradbury, but to me, it's like a Lito Shepherd, Sheldon Brown type situation where he has the luxury of playing behind two good veteran cornerbacks, and we don't have to rush them out on the field. So let him learn from them, just like Sheldon and Lito did. And when it was their turn, they came right in and picked up where those guys left off. I mean, they came right in and were all pro cornerbacks. And he has the potential to be that. So we're going to need that cornerback to take over for Slay and Bradbury, because Slay is 32 now, so if he has to sit, that'll be right on time. And don't forget, we got Greedy Williams also.
Greedy.
And I like Sidney Brown back there, so I don't think there's any rush, and he's going to be cross-trained because that's just what they do with the secondary. But I don't think there's no real big need to have to push him back there to safety we'll see what these guys do this year. And Sheldon Brown, hopefully he progresses to a point. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but he progresses to the point where he can be the full-time safety back there at some point. But I like Cleely Ringle to stay at a cornerback. If he's that dynamic, what they're saying, and he was just such a bargain for us to get when we got him, yeah, let's see him do what he does best.
Yeah, I keep him at corner. I like it. It said the Eagles had, in terms of duels, right? He said the Eagles had number one with quarterback with Jalen Hurts and Mariota, and then offensive tackle with Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson. I don't know. Did we talk about this last time? Do you think that the Eagles should have had different positions too on this offensive side of the ball? Like maybe the receivers. Do you think Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle was a little bit better than, say, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown? What do you think about that?
I think that would put us up there with the wide receivers. I think that's very close. I would like to see like who number 2 is, and it may be. I think Cincinnati has a nice tandem too, but I think that we have a pretty nice tandem too, and I think we definitely match up with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I mean, Tyreek is, they're just fast. They're faster wide receivers. I get it, but that doesn't mean that what our wide receivers do best is not to be discounted here. AJ Brown's not a speedster, but AJ Brown is a beast. He's a beast, man. And
Smitty's a beast.
Smitty is also a beast, man. He has speed. His route running is off the charts. And his hands are impeccable, man. He deserved to be in the top 100. So I'm
salute to Smitty.
Yeah, salute. Let me give
him Smitty
right here,
man. Grim Reaper, top 100 football players in after his second year. Let's talk about it a little bit. Do you think 100 is right where it needs to be? You think it's a little too high, a little too low? Or what do you think? Do you think there's just perfect spot for him since he is after his second year, and he has broke the reception record for the Eagles 2 years in a row, by a rookie, and then by just by being a second year player. Do you think Smitty needs to be farther up on this list?
I'm just so happy that he is on the list because I think he has played his way into being recognized as a top 100 player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard. I'm just happy that he's on the list, man, because this is a prestigious list. You know how many players are in the NFL? You know how many? I mean, is there a number? If there's somebody know a number for NFL players, the total number. So to be in the top 100 is an honor. So I'm just happy that he's in there. Should he be higher? I would have to see the other wide receivers that are on the list. I don't know who they are to be able to pick whether he should be higher. But I think it's a big honor for him to make the list. We just talked about who do we talk about? Bradbury not making the top 100?
Yeah.
And how we thought that was a big slight. Well, Smitty made the top 100. It's an honor. It's an honor, man. I don't know if he should be higher. I have to see the play. I haven't seen the total list, so I would have to see the players first to be able to say, well, yeah, he probably should be higher than him. Or he should be higher than him. But I haven't seen the total list. So at this point, by just hearing that he's named to the top 100, I say kudos to him. I'm very proud of him. He deserves it. And if he continues to play, he's going to ascend even higher on that list because he's a beast, man. His hands, I mean, we all knew he was a dynamic receiver. What was our biggest fear? His small frame, right? We was like, dang, he's so skinny. We don't know. But we know now that if most I'm about to pick out my whipping boy, but we know that if Quez Watkins had the dog in him that Smith had, he would be a top 100 player. Smith doesn't care, man. He goes and he gets every ball that's within his catch radius. And that's what makes great receivers. Great receivers catch everything within their catch radius.
Yeah, exactly. And Smitty's gonna put it down. He's already one of the best route runners in the league right now. If you can argue, only him and them Alabama boys. Everybody seen him from Alabama, the Judy's, Cooper, all them Alabama boys, they all are like top. Even like a Waddle, he runs pretty good routes. They're all the top route running receivers in the league right now. But I think Smitty is top. Just because I am a little biased, I am going to give him the slide on that. Top 100, like you said, just every position. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about quarterback, running back, every single position for the top 100. And then there's depth at that. The top 10 got at least 4 or 5 quarterbacks in there. You know what I'm saying? You got linebackers, you got pass rushers, you got running backs in there. So it's like 100. I feel like you probably could have squeaked them in. Like you said, it depends how many other receivers you have ahead of them, and which ones. Because, like, Twiz says, let's talk about who's better receiver than Devontae Smith. Let's really talk about that. Like, who is better than Devontae Smith out there in the NFL right now? You got guys. Is AJ even better than him? A lot of people think Devontae is better than AJ. AJ just is a more explosive player. They say Devontae's a little bit better than him. Who knows? We got 1A, 1B in terms of starters. So, you go around the league, you really look at like who is, you might say Justin Jefferson. Okay, I'll give you that. Justin Jefferson probably is a little bit better than Devontae right now. Who else though? Who you gonna really throw in front of him? Tyreek Hill. Is he really better, or is it just he's way faster? You know what I'm saying? His main gains his speed. That's what kills anybody because he's so much faster than everybody. Jamar Chase, I see. They got in there. Jamar Chase might be better than him, but I'm not even sure he is. Like he gets more opportunities over there in Cincinnati. They pass the ball a little bit more, and Devontae still does his thing here with a Jalen Hurts type quarterback. So,
Look, I just looked up the total. There's nearly 1,700 players in the NFL. So to be a top 100 player is a achievement in itself, man. 1,700 players, and you're one of the top 100s. That's an honor, and he deserves that. So, like I said, I would have to see the rest of the players. I haven't seen the list to see if he should be over some more people, but just by him making it again, kudos to the Slim Reaper. And we're going to have a dilemma on our hands probably after this year on, we got to start paying these guys, man, because I think he's going to duplicate what he did last year, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to duplicate and maybe even do better. And at some point, we're going to have to pay these guys. But, I hope that the success that this team brings also the hunger to want to keep winning, like Jalen did. I mean, Jalen got the bag, but Jalen took a team-friendly deal the way his contract is structured, where it's not hurting our salary cap as much as other high-paid quarterbacks contracts are, So I hope that we have other players that are willing to take it on the chin, or take team-friendly deals and getting their money, because Howie does still make sure you get your money, but it may be a little prolonged, a little stressed out. A little more stressed out. But that makes it makes him able to go get the talent that we need. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have a dilemma on our hands. But for now, going into training camp, man, I'm excited. I'm still excited about Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and whoever that third receiver will be.
Where's Watkins?
Whoever that third receiver.
Where's Watkins?
Oh, turn up the volume. Turn up the volume.
Three, I think the rest is debatable. Yeah, like if you look at the big three, Chase, Jefferson, and who you throwing in as that third guy. Really, I can't really think of anybody else. If you want to throw AJ in there, that'd be really.
For who? Top 3 wide receivers?
To be the top 3. Oh, okay. I know Devontae Adams. Devontae, yeah, you're right. Devontae Adams, Chase, and then Justin Jefferson. Then after that, it is pretty much available. Because there's things you got to look at his game in terms of like he wasn't considered the number 1 receiver, so he did go against a lesser talent. He wasn't getting the number 1 cornerback on him every single week, but he did ball out so tough that it's just like, okay, like you got to try to stop him either way possible. In that playoffs, man, Devontae Smith was leading the way. You know what I'm saying? He had all the nice catches on the sideline. He was just doing his thing. He was taking over, being an RB1. That's what they do. They take different games. One game it be Devontae, one game it be AJ. Then go back to Devontae, AJ. They're going back and forth throughout the season. So I think that you can argue that he is in the thing. If there was no AJ Brown on the team, and say we running back with like Rager, but we drafted another receiver, I don't know, say Olave or something like that, and still have these guys. Devontae will get that many more passes thrown his way, and his numbers could even look that much more better and explosive too. So, because I think he can do it against number ones and number twos in the league. It doesn't matter who he's going to line up against. The skills there, and he can do it against anybody.
Man, look, Smitty has those crossover moves. Like I compare like wide receivers with their ability to get off the line and get separation. I compare it to like a point guard breaking down his defender with the crossover, like with a crazy dribble. Like he has a crazy crossover, man. When he's creating separation on his routes, it's remarkable. You just got to watch him. He's a technician, man. The way he gets off the line, and he's not the only one. There, a lot of the top receivers do a great job at doing that. I think I just watched some film on who is this guy? Oh, I can't remember his name, but he was killing it too. He was killing it. His moves getting off the line, man. Like he was crossing these D-backs up. They couldn't lay a hand on him. Like, yo. So just for him to be there, his route running is superb. And then he has hands and he has the heart of a lion because his small frame, man. I remember that catch when he went up in the playoffs, even though it wasn't really a catch, but we still got credited with it. But that one arm catch he made on the sideline, that was incredible, man. Incredible for him to even put his hand on that ball and bring it down. Bring it down. That was incredible. So Devontae is that guy, man. And I know before we drafted him, I always said, yo, why can't we have those receivers that make those difficult catches, those catches that are contested, those catches that where the ball might not be placed exactly where it's supposed to be, but they still have the ability or the catch radius to go get it. I was wondering, like, why don't we have those receivers? And lo and behold, we draft Devontae Smith, and then the next year get AJ Brown and solve that problem. We solved. So now we have two of the top wide receivers out here that can beast the ball, go get it, even when it's not perfectly thrown. But Jalen's improved on his pinpoint accuracy, so they don't have to make too many incredible catches. But they do have the ability to do that when need be. And that's what you need. You need those type of receivers to be a great team. And we have them.
Yeah, we definitely got him, man. We definitely got him. I love Devontae. Do you think he's better than Evans? He says Evans is top 10.
Ooh, Evans he's a beast too. It's a lot. Now that you're naming the wide receivers, I'm like, yo, it's a lot of good wide receivers out there. But I'll take
I think Smitty over Evans. I'm gonna go out there.
I was about to say I'll take him. I think I'll take Smitty.
Still take him. Evans, yeah, he's a shell of himself. He's not been as good as he used to be. He's not even the lead guy on that team no more. I think it's what's the other bull name? Galladay over there.
Yeah, Galladay.
Yeah, so like Evans is good. He'll be top 10, but I don't know. I think
or the dude from Delaware. What's his name?
Who?
In Tampa. What's his name?
I forgot his name too. Yeah,
he was hurt. He just came back last year.
Galladay.
The other dude, Dotson. Is his name Dotson?
Godwin.
That's his
Godwin.
name.
Yeah, that name.
Yeah.
Godwin. That's what I meant to say in the first place. Yeah. He's the guy that like really leads the way over there. What about Diggs? Buffalo.
Diggs is a beast. He's still a beast.
Is he better than Smitty?
I don't think. No, I think I'll take Smitty. There was a time when these guys, I just think that, like with Evans, I think Evans is getting a little older. So at this point in their careers, I would take Smitty. Because Smitty's still young. He still hasn't reached his ceiling yet, I don't think. Diggs and Evans are a little older. They're still beasts. I'm not taking anything away from them.
About Hopkins.
Hopkins, I have to see him. Before he got hurt, I probably would take Hopkins. Yeah, Hopkins.
He was the best receiver in the game.
Yeah, he was the best receiver at one time. So yeah,
but that's been so far away.
Right,
it's been a long time since he was the best receiver in the game. So I don't know if I can give it to Hopkins. I don't know if I can get to Hawkins either. Okay, we got some more names here. Shout out to you from is that Australia? We got some Australian people over here on Facebook, man.
Yeah, they my
Sweetheart.
people, man.
You
They my
coming in
people.
for Dark Knight. I like
That's
it. I
my
like it.
that's my resident from down under, Tony Burren. Tony Burren came to Philadelphia this past year in January. Brought his son over because in
Nice.
Australia their summer, their kids' summer vacation is actually in our wintertime. So he brought his kid over in December, January, and I was wondering too when I kept seeing his pictures in Philadelphia. I was like, "Dad, how long is their Christmas break?" But I found out, I did some research, and I found out that their school break, their summer break, is actually in January. So he brought his kid over. We met him at Chicky and Pete's in South Philly.
Nice.
I arranged the opportunity for him to meet Jordan Mailata. He got pictures with Jordan Mailata.
That's awesome.
And we had a couple shots together. Tony is a great guy, and his son is a great son. I mean, he's playing. He's what is he? He's a star in he does martial arts and soccer, something like that, right, Tony?
Nice.
Tony's a great guy, man. He came over, and Mario is also a follower of Eagles Talking. He's from the Down Under too. But every time Tony comes up on the screen when he's on my show, I introduce him as our resident from Down Under.
Nice.
So Tony, thanks for joining us on this show right here. What time is it, Tony? What time is it down there?
What time is it in Australia? That's crazy. Yeah, so maybe it does remind me of like Deshaun Jackson. Everybody says it's gonna be too small and still lit it up. He said, "What about Scary Terry?"
McLaren.
Yeah.
McLaren is nice. He is nice. I don't think that he has even reached his peak because he hasn't had a quarterback. It's almost noon Sunday. It's already tomorrow down there. Soon it's noon. But Terry has done very, very well with the what's the word I'm looking
Commanders.
for? With the Commanders, but with the up and down quarterback play that he's had to deal with. It's remarkable that he puts up the numbers that he puts up because he hasn't had consistency at the quarterback position, and he's still nice. He's still nice. Like imagine him on our team, or imagine him on a team with a quarterback that can actually throw the ball. You know what I mean? Like he's nice. But I still take Devontae Smith.
He started. Evans has had 1,000 yards since started. Yeah, I get it. But Evans has definitely fallen off over the last couple of years. He's not the same Evans from the injuries or whatnot. He said, "What about Cooper Kupp?"
Cooper's nice, but I still take Devontae. Cooper's nice.
Yeah, Kupp. Yeah, Devontae says that Devontae Smith still improving on catching the ball and making him play a young receiver to running in the game. Yeah, making him playing like a young receiver running into the game. Yeah, like he's still running. He's gonna get better every single year he's playing. He said, "BG, another shirt idea." Yeah, I got a nice one coming out, man. It's gonna be a nice one. It's to go along. You know, my first shirt I did come out with the We Build Different shirts. I definitely came out with those ones. There's a lot of merch. You can get that on Teespring. You know what I'm saying? Go get your We Build Different shirts. But I got a new upgraded version of the shirt coming out here. I wanted to get it out this last week. I'm talking with Print Champs right now, and we're definitely going to try to get it out there next week. I want to try to get it for an open practice. I was trying to get there, so I can sell the shirt, but I might still go and then we promote the Howie King of Captures there at the open practice, and just get out there and give you guys something. But yeah, we're definitely working on them. Print Champs, those guys are awesome over there, and how they have their own personal designers. They can help bring your idea to life. And that's what they did with the Howie Roseman shirt. And I know for a fact Jesse over there is going to do it again for me with this new We Build Different shirt. It's going to be nice and definitely give you guys some promo codes so you guys get some discounts on them. But go get the merchandise. Go get the merchandise is out there. So
who's Richie Loft, 7 p.m. What's the Evergreen State? What's the Evergreen State, Richie?
7 p.m. That's in California. Right.
Monday morning just to get those Kelly Greens. Oh yeah. The Kelly Greens do they go on sale Monday, or are they just announcing what they are, what they look like? Are they actually going on sale?
On Monday.
Is it true? Oh, he's asking, is it true that Eagles fans are tailgating outside the pro shop? I don't know. I don't know if they're just announcing the Kelly Greens or displaying them or revealing them. Are they revealing the Kelly Green jerseys on Monday or are they selling them? I don't know. Oh,
What about,
Washington. Okay.
ooh, that's another good one. What about DK
All right.
Metcalf?
That's great, man. We enjoy everybody that's tuning in from all over. That's what's up. The Washington. What's the
Yeah,
best what city you live in Washington? What's the best city in Washington? Seattle? Is it Seattle? Oh, they said, yo, it's announced today that they're on sale Monday. All right, I got it. Oh, okay. I'm going to be tailgating out there. I'm like,
y'all gonna
yo,
be out there Monday?
yo, they got the Kelly Greens going on. Did they show what they looking like? Do we have pictures of Kelly Green?
I didn't load them up, but I know I seen a couple of them out there. They look nice, man. They look nice. Like I have my Kelly Green Randall Cunningham jersey, the white one.
Oh
There is
yeah.
some guy on Facebook right now got sick, all white with Kelly Green, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and he's slinging them for $50. I forgot his name right now, but definitely send you a link and try to get one. I'm trying to get that Jalen Hurts, and I want to get Agent Zero. I think that's gonna be a nice one to have. That
Oh yeah.
Agent Zero, first time ever player for the Eagles, number 0, Swift. What he's looking like on that football field right now is looking great. He's gonna bring another weapon, another dimension to this offense. But I like to how you like to hearing Nick say he's rotating them all in. You'll see him all in with the 1s, 2s, and 3s. You'll see Swift, see Penny, Gainwell, and Trey Sermon. How do you like that approach to it?
I like I like it. I like it because it keeps them fresh. And if we recall, excuse me, our most successful season, which ended in a Super Bowl win, was done by that
Hell yeah.
style of running back by committee. We had a great running back room with their names are skipping or skipping my memory right now. Hold on. Who do we have?
We had Corey Buckhalter.
No, not
Garner.
them. I'm talking about when we won the Super Bowl.
Oh, LeGarrette Blunt,
LeGarrette
Jerry
Blunt,
Guy,
Jay
and
Ajayi. Yeah. Oh my goodness, how can I miss that? Oh, don't get old, guys. LeGarrette Blunt, but that's what we use in that year. LeGarrette Blunt, Ajayi, and the such. And Corey Clement and them running back by committee, and it was very effective. And we have that type of running back room now, so I'm okay. I know the running backs probably won't like it, but that is the style of the running game nowadays. That's why running backs are so devalued now.
Mhm.
It's a shame of what they did to the guy up up the turnpike there, because he actually does carry the load for the Giants. He carries the load for them, and he's just not being valued as a big time running back, man. Barkley.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah,
So
for sure.
this is just what they do with the running backs, and that's
It's
why, because it
disrespectful.
seems like you can get a running back seems to be a dime a dozen now.
Mhm.
If you think about
It
it.
really comes down to philosophy. Hey, shout out to you, Twist, for getting this King of the Cap shirt. Make sure if you're on any social media platform, go ahead and put the shirt on, wear it, tag me in, and let everybody know how you like it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because it is an awesome shirt. We put a lot of thought into that one. I just like seeing, that you out there supporting the nation and going to go get you a shirt. So make sure you support that, tag me in it, and I show you some love there too, my guy. So, but how do you feel in that as a general, not just being biased, for the Eagles, but just like because you look at the Eagles back, what's his name? Booby got $6 million, and we all of our backs together don't got $6 million, or just right at $6 million. So, how do you feel about that? Because we're seeing our offense should hit that next level now that we got Swift, Penny, Gainwell looking good out there, Boston Scott. Like now we got those guys in there saying looking better, but they're not getting paid better. Do you think that there really is a problem with this? Because I feel like it's philosophy. If you're a run heavy type team, then that's the only team in the league that's really paying their running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at the San Francisco, they're paying, CMC over there. Derrick Henry getting paid in Tennessee. Cleveland Browns paying Chubbs. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the Indianapolis Colts. They're paying and Jonathan Taylor, but those are like the only players that are running backs that are really actually getting it back. The rest of the 32 teams, they're not getting no money.
Well, I heard my frat brother Ryan Clark talk about it, and unfortunately, he kind of agrees with the pay scale of the running backs. He agrees that it's kind of unfair, but it's just what it is. It is what it is, right? So, um, we don't pay a lot of running backs, and we get the production that we get. It's just that it doesn't bode well for running backs. Like if we are the third leading rushing attack in the league, and our entire running back room is under $6 million, why wouldn't you try to duplicate that process? You know what I'm saying? If you can have that, if you can get results like that, who wouldn't try to replicate that? We're a copycat league, right? If I can get three running backs and combine, they make my team one of the top 5 rushing attacks in the league. Why wouldn't I try to follow that formula when it's all about the salary cap and choosing which players you're going to prioritize? I know some teams prioritize the running back.
Yeah.
The Titans, they prioritize. But another fact out there is no team with the leading rusher has won the Super Bowl in ages.
But you know my theory on that, though. My theory on that is those teams with those star running backs that lead the league, they were shitty when they drafted that player. Their player made them relevant, but not a good enough team to win a Super Bowl. So, save like for instance, that's why I was so big on Bijan Robinson, and that was the elite type back coming out of college, and we had an early enough draft pick to get him. Now, if we were to go get a Bijan Robinson, throw him into our offense with our team, I'm telling you, we could win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd definitely easily be able to win a Super Bowl with an elite back. But I just think that these elite backs are going to crappy teams because crappy teams need a running game, and they're using their first round pick on a running back to get them. And they're not, they're good enough to make the team better, but they're not good enough to help the team win a Super Bowl. And by the time, after a rookie contract, you got to pay these backs. And once you start paying it, just like the quarterback, man, you start paying these elite backs, you're still looking at like $15 to $20 million a year, going against cap for one position, and that's running back. So it's just bad luck. I don't think the talent of it. If you had a superstar running back, you can't win a Super Bowl. I just look at it as like the superstar running backs are going to shitty teams. So that's
and that's very true. They are. That's why they're able to. That's why the team is able to get them so high, is because they suck. That's what I'm saying. That's why they got the high draft pick. But I don't think that it's a coincidence that some teams don't build like that. Like, when they have the high draft choices, they are not picking a running back. Like, like there are more valuable positions. If you've sucked that much to be a top 10 pick, you probably have more needs than a running back. And I don't know, I know you're a former running back, so you're probably not going to agree with that. But this is real life fantasy football, right? So if I suck that bad to have a top 10 pick, I probably have more pressing needs than a running back. You know what I'm saying? Unless I have an offensive line that is intact and already, I think you waste their years. I think they wasted Saquon Barkley's most productive years by drafting him when they drafted him, because they didn't have the offensive line to support him. So for the first 3 years,
Saquon is mostly a quarterback.
Yeah, but he the first 3 years they had to assemble a line around him to take advantage of what he does. I mean, he was a beast. He still carried the load and all that, but he took a beating doing that. So by the time you assemble an offensive line, now he's in his 3rd year. Most running backs have like 5 productive years, 6, unless you're Adrian Peterson or one of them special type of backs, and it's longer than that. But the average back, maybe 5 years at the most. So now you've used up 3 of his years trying to assemble an offensive line. And now, 2 years, he's running behind a nice offensive line. Now his rookie contract is up. He's kind of beat up. Running backs' lifespan is not long also. They're the one position when they touch the ball, there's a car crash collision every time.
Hey, shout out to
You get
Ricky
pulled off to
over
them.
there. Over there in the Facebook community. He's like, first time here, So salute to you for joining the show. Make sure you check us out. We definitely get one in every week. So the day comes kind of varies right now. We'll probably tighten it up once the season starts. But both of you guys are putting out non-rah facts out there, hitting that subscribe, man. Salute to you. That's what we try to do. We try to bring you the best content out there for your Philadelphia Eagles, man. Salute to the 45 in here right now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're an hour and 20 in here, and y'all still rocking with us, and we are still growing, and we're going to keep dropping it. We're going to keep dropping them jewels because that's what we do. We talk about all the best things that no one else is talking about. Like sometimes we think we're going to start the show talking about this, and we just goes on and on to other topics, and we just enjoy talking about football as a whole. So, like you said, the running back position itself is getting devalued, but like, I still think that the NFL needs to go more towards the NBA type, pay schedule, where everybody can get paid because they do deserve to get paid. We got some good backs. But the other point is, out of 32 teams every single year, how many of those 32 teams have elite backs? That's the real choice. That's probably the reason why running backs don't get paid that much because you're taking like 5 players out of 32 and, 5 team players out of 32 teams that actually have elite backs, that can go out there and be your Adrian Petersons, be your, Saquon Barkley, your CMCs, your, Derrick Henrys. It's only like 5 every single year. We don't ever have a year where, half the football league got elite backs on a roster. You know what I'm saying? So they don't come out of college like that. Not very many of them. So I think that is another reason why the running back position does get devalued and doesn't get paid as much as they should be getting paid. But it's just because you guys show me enough. Like when receivers start getting paid, it was because every team started to have a star receiver. Nowadays we need 2 and 3 star receivers to even be good anymore. But back in the day, you only needed that 1 star receiver. And, it started out with like the Jerry Rices where there wasn't other Jerry Rices in the league at that time. But then as the receivers as a whole, as a group develop, and you start seeing a lot more better receivers out there, putting out putting up big games and big numbers, then you start seeing these receivers start to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think the running backs just got to keep trucking, and you got to get over 50% in the league. I tell you that much. If you guys want to even try to even think about getting, because those top 5 guys are going to get their contracts regardless. Like if Derrick Henry goes free agency, someone's going to pay Derrick Henry the bolo. They're going to give him the bag. When CMC left, they gave him the bag. If we got Chubbs wanting to leave, they're going to give him the bag.
Derrick Henry not getting no more bags.
You don't think so?
Nah. Too old.
I still think he was still one of the top
I'm
backs.
not saying old like over the hill, but like he's at that age where, especially a back of his type, because he's a big bruising back. He's at that age where he can fall off the cliff at any moment, a la Sean Alexander. He can fall off the cliff at any moment. And I don't think teams are going
Derrick's
to.
been in the league for a long time, dominate. Even last year, he was dominating.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's been there so long that eventually, the end is coming up, and he's closer to the end than he is to the beginning of his career. So so a lot of teams, I don't think they're going to pay a lot of money in hopes that he can continue to do. We're seeing it. They don't. Well, Barkley wasn't. He had the franchise tag on him, so we really didn't see what he could have did in the open market because somebody would have definitely snatched him up. But they just it's unfortunate. But the running backs are not. They're devalued. They're not the same priority as they were in the early 90s, 80s, even the early 2000s. It's just not the same. And wide receivers have the value that they have is because the game is about putting up points and exciting plays, and that comes through the quarterbacks and the air game. So that's why the wide receivers are getting a lot of money. That's why everything associated with the passing game, they get paid. The quarterback get paid. Wide receivers get paid. The offensive line that protects the quarterback gets paid. They get paid. Everything that revolves around that passing game, even on the defensive side of the ball, pass rushers get paid. You know what I'm saying? Cornerbacks get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the high flying act of the NFL. They have revamped this game to make it more exciting. They've changed the rules. You can't touch the quarterback. Quarterbacks can play till they're 50, in their 50s now, because they don't get touched. And wide receivers, so it's all geared towards the high flying passing game. And those people that contribute to that aspect of the game, they're going to get paid.
Yeah. Lane Johnson
feels awesome after getting surgery on both groins in early February. I feel awesome, he says. After the first initial weeks, I was up working out and got cleared a few months later, so really feeling good. Another reason why the NFL should be shaken in their boots. This guy hasn't allowed a sack since my daughter's been in middle school. He hasn't allowed a sack since she started middle school. So he has a good string going, man, and he feels good. And this guy's only like 32. Lane still got like 3 strong more years left in him. So yeah. Do
you think the streak breaks this year?
No. Why would it?
I'm not saying it will.
I don't think so. Lane is reliable. Lane, that he's the one player that you can, like, when he's not in the game, we have a horrible record when he doesn't start. We have a horrible record. I forget if somebody could pull it up. If you pull out the record of the Eagles, if Lane Johnson doesn't play, it's worse than our star quarterbacks and stuff like that. When he doesn't play, we don't win very often. So, yeah, Lane is just very consistent when he's played, and he's just that rock until proven otherwise. I don't see Lane. I don't see it happening this year either. I just don't.
No sacks the whole year again, off again. Hey, I wanted to continue, but this is like something that's not really done all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have tackles that don't give up sacks. Now, it is helped that you got a quarterback like Jalen Hurts to escape some of these sacks that could have possibly been. But, I'm going to agree with you. He does not break the streak this year. I think he continues the streak. As long as Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, Lane Johnson is our tackle, he continues the streak. He won't get Jalen Hurts sacked one time this year. You know what I'm saying? So
Gregory James said Nolan Smith got a sack on him in training camp the other day. All right, that's an indication. And I love that, because I always boast about the fact that what's the battles that go on in practice is what helps create this great Eagles team. Because we have our defense going up against one of the top tandems at wide receiver every practice. We got our wide receivers going against one of the top cornerback tandems in the league every day. We have our defensive line, which is very talented, going up against the top offensive line every day. And that offensive line, in turn, is going up against a defensive line who last year had 70 sacks, third in the history of the NFL. So this team, it's a matter of iron sharpening iron every time they go to practice. Every time. So, yeah, he might be this bodes well for Lane. Lane gets to practice against a top-notch pass rusher every game. So when some of these battles, they don't get this in the game. Like our defensive line is not facing Lane Johnson every game.
Facts.
So if they can play against Lane Johnson and then they go and play against Washington's offensive line, it's like, yo, this is easy. Mm-hmm. This is not Lane. This is not Kelsey. These guys, you know what I mean? And then likewise, our offensive line. Like, all right, we don't have to face Jalen Davis, you know what I'm saying, or Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter. This should be a cakewalk.
Yeah, I agree, man.
This team is so talented that they help each other become sharper in the game time. Probably makes the game seem a little bit easier when they're not facing some of the talent that they face in practice.
And this was another one we seen earlier about we were talking about the Bradbury. He had the third most coverage snaps at 759 and 35th in the snaps, and TGT at 7.4. Led the league in FLS 21. I'm pretty sure the FI rate what's that? Forced incompletions. Yeah, forced incompletions. Seventh in forced completion rate with 21%. Third in PBUs with 12. Fifth fewest receiving percentage allowed with 46.9. Lowest pass RTG allowed 51.8. Only 3 games over 50 yards. No 100-yard
No
game.
100-yard
Not
games. You
one.
guys are talking about he not in the top 100. No 100-yard games. I don't want to hear. I know they take this in consideration, but I don't want to hear that he's not playing against the number ones. He's playing against whoever they put out there, that whoever his coaches tell him to play.
And
He
doesn't he
can't
play
control.
size anyway?
He can't control who he's playing against. They tell him his job and he goes out and do it, and then you're going to tell me he's not doing a good job. I mean, he doesn't choose that. He doesn't get the choice of saying I want the number one guy. He is doing the job his coaches are telling him to do, and he's doing it at an elite level. That's all you need to know. He's doing it at an elite level.
He said that's not elite. He don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't either. No 100-yard games, none.
0?
Are you
That's
only
crazy.
3 games over 50 yards
Out of 17.
out of 17? Are you kidding?
Woo. I take that
What's
every
up,
day.
Greg?
What up, Greg? Thanks for stopping by. He said he just got off of work. Thanks for tuning in to State of the Eagles. We're at episode 10, my guy. 10. We finally hit the double digits, man. How do you feel about it?
Yo, I feel really good. I feel real good about the momentum that we have, the chemistry that we have, especially. I love last week's show, man. You know, I took that snippet and put it on there about
Oh, look who's in the building.
Who's that? Oh yeah, what's up? Most
Pro
stats
Fan
get
Talk
overrated.
salute
No,
to you,
he
my
was
guy.
just on last week. Pro Fan
Thanks for
Talk.
stopping by.
Marcus Thomas, you guys have to check him out. He was a spectacular catch. We thank you for coming on the program last week, Marcus.
He said
I'm just a little more professional today. Like you should have
right,
came on this.
I'm all laid back in my tank. You know I like throwing guns out there. He said most stats are overrated. No context. Exactly. Most of them are, but like it's all like the eye test. You know, you can see these players out there play. You see them ball out. You see them locked down. Cause I think we even do a lot of that stay on your side type thing. We did a lot of that last year, where it's like sometimes he was going against the number one. You know, Slade wasn't going. We're going against number 2. So he held it down like he was supposed to. Like I said, they are definitely the best. We have the best cornerback trio, and I don't even care who you really put in that third spot. When Mattis was healthy last year, he was a beast. You know, we seen a drop off of player at our defense when Mattis went down. You know what I'm saying? Like it did drop down a little bit in terms of the secondary. But I think with the upgrades that we have, the players we brought in like Greedy Williams, you know, Riggs, Joe, Ringo, all these guys that will be, you know, a better, you know, option if Mattis were to go down or if he cannot stay healthy. His toes has been hurting him the last couple of years. I know he's out with toe injury right now. So one of these young guys needs to go in there and step up and maybe even take the spot because they're, you know, Mattis is a smaller cornerback. And I would love to get 3 big physical cornerbacks in there. Like if you got a Greedy Williams in there, if you got a freaking, you know, Ringo in there, that'd be nice to have that third big body so you can really lock him down. And that'd be something, you know, I would really look forward to doing. But like, as of right now, Maddox earned his spot. You know, and when he is in the game, he plays at a high level. He just needs to, you know, kind of kick this injury bug off of him.
Yeah, we about to get out of here because it's fight night. I like to
yeah, we better get out of here.
It's like, yo, but I got yeah, give me your prediction on the fight tonight. Any fight fans out there? But yeah, we have a very dynamic team, man, and you know, I feel good about us going into this year. I know everybody's saying it's tougher and all that, but I was listening to WIP in Philadelphia, and Ike Reese said, you know, he's all in for this season. He feels really good too about going back and getting back to the Super Bowl. And he said, you know, if this team, and I know, and we talk about the stretch, there's a 6-game stretch there that's going to be very key. It seems on paper, it seems to be very tough. It's the Cowboys. Then there's a bye. Then there's Kansas City Chiefs. Then there's the Buffalo Bills after that. Then there's the 49ers after that. and then there's the Cowboys again after that, and then the Seahawks after that. So that 6-game stretch seems to be a very tough stretch. But prior to that, like Reed said, if we go 8-1 going into that 6-game stretch, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If we go 8-1 up until that, then that means that we are hitting on all cylinders again. And we saw last year, once we were dominant in the early going of last year, right? And we weren't even putting together full games. I remember distinctly saying, like, this team is scary, because we were scoring in, that's when we were scoring all our points in the second quarter, right? So we were putting up large point totals in the first half, having large leads at halftime, and then kind of coming back to the pack in the second half, right? And early on in that season last year, we kept saying, like, wow, if this team puts together a whole game, it's going to be scary. And then they hit a stride where they start to put together whole games, and it was even scarier than than it was earlier in the season. So this year coming up, and we have, and our first part of our schedule is weaker, not last year weak, but weaker than our second half of the season. So we put up a schedule something like 8-1 in those first 9 games, yo. The league needs to be on notice. That 6-game stretch is going to look a lot different.
I think that 6-game stretch is going to legitimize our team. You know what I'm saying? It's going to put us if we're not on the map, on your map, we're definitely going to be on the top of your map by then. And I think that 6-game stretch that everybody's worried about is going to be the 6-game stretch where after that 6th game, we're going to know for sure that the Eagles are going to be Super Bowl champions this year. And we're going to put it down on all the best teams in the league. And we're going to I don't think it's going to be a lot of close games through there. They keep saying the murderous road. We can lose a couple of those games, but I think we beat them all because we're a better team than them all. And I don't think it's going to be close. It's going to be like kind of what we did last year, how we dominate, maybe take our foot off the gas a little bit towards the end just to get them, feel like they had a chance. But I just really feel like we teams like KC, we're not going to take our foot off the gas. There's going to be a couple of these teams that we're not going to take our foot off the gas. We're going to keep going on them just for the simple fact that we want to let you guys know that y'all got to respect us, y'all got to fear us this year, and we're going to go win the Super Bowl. And there's nothing that none of you guys, AFC or NFC, can do to stop us. This is our year. Like that one thing says, I can see Jalen Hurts winning multiple Super Bowls, not just one, not just two, but multiple Super Bowls, because the team around him and just the quarterback that he is. And I fully agree with that. I've seen that out there today. So it's about to be a time of a new era. The Eagles are about to be on the attack, and we're not. Rent's due. Rent's due, and I think all these guys got their payment ready to make that payment in on that first week of the season in September. So hey, any last word, Dark Knight? We'll get you out of here so you can get to your UFC, fighting.
No, this ain't UFC. This is boxing. This is traditional boxing.
Oh, okay, old school.
Manu on Manu. Spence versus Crawford. This is the biggest fight since Hagler Hearns. Yo, this is huge, yo. All right, but my final thoughts is I'm just happy that the team is back on the field, that football is in the air, that we're going to get more reports, and we're going to be able to, no more of this filler news that we've been doing all season. Now we're actually going to get reports, and we have some substantial things to report on now coming out of training camp as this team gets ready to embark upon the season that I have dubbed as unfinished business. Unfinished business is officially started. I can't wait. A couple camp battles that I'm looking at: right guard, third receiver, linebacker, and safety. Those are the position battles that I'm looking forward to, and I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty, man. I'm happy that it's back.
Yeah, I'm happy it's back, man. Salute to all you guys still rocking with us. We're at 37 here. We're at an hour 40 in. Much love to you guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe to all channels. All the links are inside the descriptions. Make sure if you haven't got none of the merch, go get some of that. Howie Roseman, King of the Cap, because he is the best GM in football right now. Go get your shirt. They are flying off the shelves right now. Make sure you guys get you guys one in. Hey, just check us out, man. State of the Eagles is about to be the best show all year long for your Eagles news and your entertainment. We're going to have guests. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we just do it ourselves. Me and Dark Knight do our own thing. That's how we like to do. The chemistry is amazing. Man, I salute to you, Dark Knight, for even doing this show with me. I love you, my guy. And we're gonna keep bringing that fire every single week. Sometimes, and we're gonna lock down at a certain day if we can. But right now, you're gonna know that we're coming every week. I think some weeks we even did it twice. So we're coming every week. We're gonna bring you that fire, and we're gonna keep updating you with all the latest Eagles news. So salute to you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Till next time, just stay the Eagles. I'm BG. That's Dark Knight, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
How is everybody doing today? Welcome to another show of State of the Eagles with your boy BG.